Hey, thank you very much. Do you want to respond to that?
Yes, please, Yomi, and thank you very much for your observation. There are a couple of things that you must bear in mind. We're Nigerians. Nigeria is home. It's our country. Most of us have been out of Nigeria and seen the world and seen how things are done very well and properly too. And I think we have an obligation to take back some of the skills we have acquired and some of the knowledge that we have imbibed back to help develop our country.
I could say I know where he's coming from, because it is quite difficult back there if you want to sell an idea to the government. There are certain challenges that we of course know are obvious. I don't have to speak them out. I wouldn't want for you to, or maybe later you might talk about it, but there are a lot of Nigerians who are living outside Nigeria, who are professionals, who can bring their intellect back into the country and help turn it around. But what baffles me really is that our leaders travel all around the world and they see the way things are done. We have the money. Today on the BBC, a reporter actually said that Nigerians have not benefited from the largesse of the crude oil. Should we say a big yes to that?
That's true in a lot of ways. Yes, there's been a lot of waste and there's been a lot of graft. There's a lot of leakages in the system. But who's going to stem it? It's only us Nigerians that can address this issue. And if we're all running away from it, who's going to deal with it?
Okay. Yeah. So, okay, you're hearing that. If you feel there's a lot you could do to help the Nigerian economy, this is the time that you could sell your ideas to the government. I know, so one way or the other, it might be challenging, might just not be easy, but you can push that forward. You actually gave an interview to the Sunday Trust where you said new railway bill can't take the sector anywhere.
Yes. And you need to put that in context as well.
Okay.
This wasn't the executive railway bill. It was a private member's bill that had been sponsored.
Okay, let me take this call from John.
Certainly.
Hello, John.
Good evening. Yes,
good evening. Where are you calling from?
My name is John. I'm calling from Camberwell.
Okay, go ahead with your contribution.
I agree with your gentleman there, your guest there. I agree with you. You see, our problem is this in that Nigeria. Let's be honest with ourselves. We chased the colonial master away for a reason. That we want to readjust ourselves. We want to organize ourselves. Did we? That is the question we should ask ourselves. Did we arrange ourselves? We just continue with the structure they let us, and that structure is giving us problem now. We are just passing. Anybody that has idea, even if you give the government the idea, they will not execute it where you want. So you see, we just have to bring this structure. Let us sit down and ask ourselves, how do we want to govern ourselves? How do we want to improve? Look at every country. China is now making another monetary policy. Countries are going there to join together with China. Nigeria, we are still together fighting at this stage just because of bad structure. We just need to not shy away from it. I'm a Yoruba man. I love my brother Igbo. I love my brother in Hausa. Let us sit down. Let us arrange ourselves. We are just passing. No matter how educated we are, if we don't have a good foundation, if you just be as if we are not educated. Look at everything that is going on. Government will just call, he will do his own policy, we go. One will call, he will do his own policy, we go. All the policies are not affecting the poor people. It's at all, I would like to you, that country is just a shit. Everything, it's not for people to build a road. Road does not mean anything. You have to build a road that is profitable, that is going to work for the people. Not just construct anyhow road, you say you've done something. All the policy, which one is affecting the masses? 60 years of our democracy. Which one? Let's be honest with ourselves. We just have to collapse the system and let's reform ourselves. It's not too late. We are all one. So,
thank you very much, sir.
The engineer we have, let them go back to Nigeria. Let's see.
Thank you very much, sir.
Let them go back to Nigeria. Let's see.
Okay, thank you very much, John, for your contribution. You could see that Nigerians are passionate about it. What is wrong with our structure?
I don't know whether you could say it's the structure. I think there's a cultural issue about how we conduct business. I think there's an issue with transparency and accountability in the way public services are delivered. And increasingly, you find, if I may digress, I think about 3 years ago or 4 years ago, when Goodluck Jonathan first became acting president, I think, we provided technical advisory to a committee he set up, the Projects Assessment Committee. And this was to inventorize all the capital projects he was inheriting, and we found that there were about 12,000 outstanding projects, needing about 8 trillion naira to complete, some as old as 30 years old. And it was apparent, one of the things we found in that committee was that government had this habit of starting projects
and not finishing them.
Without caring whether they finished or not, without caring whether they delivered any impacts or not. And you can see it very much on the hustings when the politicians go around showing off their achievements in the time they've been in office and so on. And they're talking about projects. They're talking about, I built this road, I built that bridge, I sank this borehole. Those are intangible things.
Okay.
It's the people.
Okay.
How have you impacted on the people? How many jobs have you created? How many people have you taken out of poverty? Those are the indices that matter.
Okay, that's good. I will come back to that. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Thanks for calling. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Alaman. I'm calling from Luton.
You're calling from?
Luton, Bedfordshire.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Well, the gentleman in your studio, I is following the analogy he's been given. The point is that we cannot use British rail or the rails that are working in the Western world compared with Nigerian rail system.
Why is that?
The point is that we've forgotten that we've had so many years of military rule, so many years of infrastructure, destruction in Nigeria. And then within a short period of time, this man, the president of Nigeria, Goodluck, within the past 4 or 5 years, he started, something in some of the areas of the economy or the infrastructure building. And now Nigerians are shouting, all over the world, it hasn't done enough, or this or that, the other one is not working, this is not working, and all sorts of things. Let's not forget that we've had so many years of military rule in Nigeria, and nothing has ever worked in that country. Now there is a president who came up and started, setting things off. We as Nigerians, what we have to do is to gather around him, support whoever that is in the government, that is building the infrastructure, and help him do that.
Are you saying, hold on, but I might just say that's enough because we have other callers, but you're being a bit sentimental, and I don't know what you expect Nigerians to do to leave their, their jobs and go support the president. I don't understand.
People should leave their jobs to support the president.
But you see, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Arubant. I appreciate your call. But this is one problem I personally would say us Nigerians have. We are quick to make excuses for those in power. There's a demand on you if you're in a position. There's a responsibility for you to carry out, and if you don't and we make excuses, that is not going to help the situation. And you actually mentioned something about the military government, that we have so many years of military and it has been a waste. We've known of countries that military took over and things were still running smoothly, but should we use that as an excuse?
No, I don't agree that it's an excuse. There were things that the military did wrong, but there was a lot of things they did right. For instance, there is also the misconception that the railways only started receiving investment under Goodluck Jonathan as president. That's untrue. The current spate of spending on the railways, in fact, every government in Nigeria's history has invested in the railways, and a lot of money at that. It's just that as they throw money in through the front door, it leaks out through the back door.
Okay.
That's one issue. So it's an issue of systemic leakages. But at the same time, the commitment from governments have always been there as far as railways have been concerned. The current, the strategic vision, the blueprint that is being implemented right now, albeit incoherently, I dare say, is a child of President Obasanjo. It was something that was launched in 2002. The issue I really have with the way it's been implemented is that it's just picking and choosing, and we're picking and choosing the salacious bits, the bits that have to do with procurement, where you're awarding huge contracts, but you're not doing the important things like restructuring, like reforming the system. And as long as that doesn't take place, then of course all you're doing is you're just throwing money at a problem, and it doesn't solve the problem.
Okay, let me take this call from Ade. Thanks for calling us, Ade. You can go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, what I want to say is this. It is really annoying and ridiculous when you see Nigerians putting sentiment in issues that are very important to our life. And it's unfortunate, during this President Jonathan, Nigerians are so sentimental, some part of Nigeria, they put sentiment. I'll quickly say this, during Obasanjo time, the people that criticize Obasanjo more is Yoruba people. Yoruba people didn't support Obasanjo because he comes from Southwest. It's unfortunate when you see the people from Southeast and South, we talk about Jonathan, do this, Jonathan, this. I went to the 5 weeks, just came back. I can't see electricity. That's the fact. Education is not there. That is the fact. There's no clean water. When you have house in Nigeria, you need to dig borehole. That is the fact. Road in Nigeria, there's no road. That is the fact. If you build a house today in Nigeria, next year when you go back to that house, it looks like a house of 100 years. The reason, because death has taken over the house. That is the fact. A lot of things are not there. We have problems. Instead of Nigeria to come together, people talk about Jonathan have been there 6 years. Jonathan wife was making in a campaign 2 days ago. This thing is annoying when people talk. She said she took a train from London to France. This locomotive train that PDP are boasting and the supporter of PDP, and funny enough, those that live abroad, that know the kind of train we have over here, are not celebrating and jubilating that Jonathan has performed, is transforming. Can people see the kind of train we are having, locomotive? Let me quickly tell people that this locomotive train of a team, people have proposed that train to Obasanjo. Obasanjo refused. Because now, they tell Obasanjo that if that train, locomotive train, because we can't afford this electric train because we don't have electricity. And Obasanjo was told that the locomotive, there will be air conditioning. And Obasanjo said, locomotive is locomotive. We don't need that. But when they brought Jonathan bought the idea, and locomotive is there.
Okay.
A train that will take off from Lagos to Maiduguri for 3 days. A train that will take off from Lagos to Ilorin for 1 day.
Thank you. Thank you.
And rejoicing that
thank you, sir.
What is she?
Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your contribution. Everything we were talking about would help the undecided voters to make up their minds in a few hours. And you know, sir, if I must say this, what actually bothers me about this whole thing is that when we as Nigerians want to purchase cars, we'll be buying, say this is 2015, we'll be buying the latest BMW for 2015, we'll be buying Bentley, we've been buying the latest phones, and if we want to we want to buy books for our schools, we want to buy medical equipment, we want to buy like the train or the buses for public use, we'll be buying the one that's old as 10 years back. I mean, this is a sorry situation.
I think that is also an unfair assertion. The locomotives, 30 locomotives were purchased during the time of Yaradua from General Electric. Those are top whack. They're top of the range locomotives. Locomotives are still used across the world. Railways are very expensive.